Metal Up World, this is CJ with CJOrtiz.com and MetalMotivation.com. This is the first episode of a new 5-message series I'm doing entitled The Power of Persistence. This is shown in my Life Domination online coaching program, which you can learn more about by visiting the link below. But all this week, the power of persistence. You hear a lot about things like consistency. To be continual in something, to do something day in and day out. And absolutely, that is by far one of the most necessary things that you need to do if you're going to change something in your life or if you're going to succeed at something. But oftentimes what we don't talk about is persistence. And persistence is a very, very powerful tool in your arsenal when it comes to really transforming your life and breaking through into new areas that you never thought possible before. You see, there is an invisible membrane, if you will, that surrounds all of us, and it's called self-doubt. Self-doubt, which leads to self-defeat. When you've already lost the battle before you even try, that's self-defeat. Before you even make an attempt, you've already lost in your mind. And when that happens, it's usually because of doubt. It's usually because we doubt ourselves. And when we doubt ourselves, we tend to hold back. We don't give ourselves fully and commit ourselves totally to what it is we say we want, to getting the change that we really want to see in our lives. We can't talk about these things anymore. We've got to absolutely do them. What is persistence? Persistence is when you continually pursue a course of action despite difficulty, despite opposition, or despite failure. Difficulty, opposition, and failure. These are the 3 obstacles to you getting anything you want in your own life. Everything is going to come down to difficulty, it's going to come down to opposition, and it's going to come down to failure. And your ability to overcome all of these things. So persistence is more than being consistent. If I take a shower every morning, I am consistent. If I eat the same thing for breakfast every morning, I am consistent. If I drive the same way to work every morning, I am consistent. If I go to the gym every day, I am consistent. Consistency is important, but persistence is a whole nother thing. Persistence is when you continue firmly on a course of action despite opposition, despite roadblocks, despite failure, despite difficulty. Now, you're not going to get necessarily failure or opposition or difficulty when it comes to getting up every day and making your bed, taking a shower, eating your breakfast, or driving to work. Yeah, you may feel a little tired someday. Yeah, you may feel a little sick someday. But for the most part, it's easy to be consistent in those things. But when you have to continue in a course of action to create real change or to really get something significant in your life, get out of where you are and start achieving the goals and the dreams that you have set out for yourself, you've got to go way beyond consistent, man. You have got to become persistent. You have to continue obstinately, stubbornly along a course of action despite difficulty, opposition, or failure at some of your attempts. Because when it's failure, you can get discouraged. When there's difficulty, you think it's too hard. And when there's opposition, you start thinking, well, it's not meant to be. All of these things are lies. And if you believe them, then you become self-deceived, which leads to self-defeat, which leads to self-doubt, self-sabotage. You take yourself out of the fight. Nobody did it to you, but you'll start blaming everybody else. You'll blame your condition, your gender, your race, your nationality, the politics, the financial situation, wherever you are. You'll blame everything else but yourself. Sure, you'll say, well, yeah, I could try a little harder. No, persistent is a whole nother thing. It's a whole nother level of trying harder. It's blasting through opposition. It's blasting through difficulty, and it's continuing in the face of failure or any other hindrance or setbacks. You need the power of persistence. If you're going to break through the invisible membrane that's holding you back, if you're going to break through the illusions of self-deception, if you're going to break through the resistance that life has sent your way, you're going to have to persist. Persistence has to become a word that's very important to you. Persistence, determination, relentless pursuit of a given goal, of a target with absolute focus. You will break through. And guess what? You do have the power to be persistent. You do have the power to be persistent. You may not have tapped into that power yet, but you've got it. And that's the purpose of pages like Metal Motivation. That's the purpose of what I do. It's to come alongside you and help you get there. Give you the daily inspiration that you need. Challenge you to push past laziness. Try to tear up this contract you might have with mediocrity. Throw a match into your inner lantern to light you up, to keep the flame of passion burning so you don't, get sidetracked by distractions. So life doesn't, pull you out of the race, so that you don't fall out of the fight, so that you don't step out of the ring. You've got to stay in there. And that's the purpose of what I do each and every day, is to help you stay in there. That's why I called it Daily Screams for Living Aggressively. I want to partner with you in this fight to keep you in that fight. So if you'd like to see the rest of this series, The Power of Persistence, I encourage you to visit the link below, metalmotivation.com/life domination coaching. Go there, check it out, man. It's very inexpensive. You can be a part of that private Facebook group. 5 videos a week, every week. And you also have full access to the video series I've already done. As of today, I think it's 225 videos I've already done. You have full and complete access to all of them, plus every new series each week for the low price of $19.97 a month. So if that's too much for you, I understand. It may not be a fit for you, but if you'd like to take some things to the next level, I'd love to have you in this group. So check it out today, metalmotivation.com/life domination coaching. This is CJ, the Metal Motivator. And remember, in whatever you do, don't suck. Metal up.